Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Arjun Chaudhary. Here on the top story, the tracking for you on Tuesday, the 30th of June. India on high alert as incessant rains create flood-like situation in most parts. Pakistan begins probe into heat wave deaths. And Indian boxing star Vijender Singh turns professional with British promotion. And now for all the details. Continuous rains have triggered a flood situation in several parts of India. With major rivers flowing above danger mark, authorities have issued a warning against widespread damage to infrastructure and farmland.
India's northwestern Assam was hit by a fresh wave of flooding along the bank of its majestic river Brahmaputra on Monday. A week-long downpour in its worst-hit districts of Lakhimpur, Bogaigaon, Buxa and Sonitpur has already claimed at least 5 lives, apart from affecting over 5,500 people in 20 villages. Nearly 700 hectares of crops have also gone underwater. The Brahmaputra is currently flowing above danger mark in Jorhat and Barpeta too. Locals said they were facing a lot of difficulties.
হাজিরা কৰিব পৰা নাই খোৱা পৰা যথেষ্ট কষ্ট হৈছে খাদ্য সমস্যাত ভুগিছে তাৰ মানে পানীৰ সমস্যাত ভুগিছে যথেষ্ট তেওঁলোকে সমস্যাৰ মাজত তেওঁলোকে থাকিবলগীয়া হৈছে মানুহৰ কিবা হৈছে নেকি মানুহৰ ক্ষতি হৈছে মানুহ এজন ট্ৰাকত আছিলে ট্ৰাকৰ পৰা তেওঁ জাপ মাৰি যেতিয়া পানী বাঢ়ি গ'ল পানী বাঢ়িছে যেতিয়া পানীৰ ট্ৰাকৰ পৰা জাপ মাৰিছে জাপ মৰাৰ পিছত তিনিটা বাচিলে এজন পানীত উটুৱাই লৈছে লগতে ট্ৰাকটো উটুৱাই লৈছে
Continuous rains in states of Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand and Gujarat have also prompted authorities to issue flood warning. Heavy rains caused havoc in Gujarat's Amreli district, lashing the Saurashtra region. Death toll in the western state has already touched 55. Wildlife experts on Monday voiced anguish over the death of 9 endangered lions in the floods in Gujarat last week. The state is home to about 500 Asiatic lions in their last remaining sanctuary globally.
इसके लिए हमारा पूरा स्टाफ अभी जो बरसात हुई है उसमें पूरा स्टाफ लगा हुआ है पूरे एरिया का स्कैनिंग कर रहा है और कितनी जान माल का नुकसान हुआ है उसका जायजा लेने के लिए पूरी माहिती तैयार कर रहा है
Authorities in northern Uttarakhand have airlifted around 3,000 devotees who got stranded due to incessant rains. The annual Hindu pilgrimage of Char Dham Yatra to Kedarnath and Badrinath shrines was suspended over the weekend following heavy downpour. Several bridges and roads along River Jhelum have also been washed away in Kashmir, with Anantnag and Pulwama districts bearing the brunt. Residents in capital Srinagar dreaded the memories of last year's devastating floods.
लोग तो मतलब ये घबराहट तो है ही है ये तो कहीं नहीं जाएगी क्योंकि मतलब घबराहट जिस कदर जो पीछे हुआ है वो डर जो है वो बैठा हुआ है अभी उस डर के लिए तो मतलब डर तो सामने है लोगों को तो अब तो मतलब रात को डरावनी खा भी इसलिए आते हैं चाहे बारिश हो या ना हो कि खुदा ना खासा अगर कहीं और 6 घंटे 10 घंटे 20 घंटे 2 दिन 3 दिन तो लोगों का हाल बुरा होगा तो लोग तो मतलब अंदर से ही मतलब दम घुट रहा है लोगों का कि मतलब क्या करें कहां जाए क्या करें
Heavy rains due to deep depression over the Arabian Sea have inundated regions around northern and northeastern India. The country has so far recorded 24% more rainfall than its normal limit this year, with central India and southern peninsula respectively receiving 52% and 32% more rain.
Pakistan has set up a fact-finding committee to probe the ongoing heat wave in the country. The extreme weather condition has so far claimed over 1,400 lives, with scores still being treated in hospitals for heat stroke and dehydration.
Pakistan's Ministry of Climate Change on Monday constituted a committee to look into the cause behind the sweltering heat wave in the country, particularly in its southern port city of Karachi, the hardest hit. The committee will analyze and investigate the reasons behind the recent weather phenomena and propose ways and means to tackle such kind of situation in the future. The body is also expected to formulate its recommendations and submit its report in 2 weeks. Pakistan faced one of the deadliest heat waves in a decade this summer, with the death toll mounting over 1,400. The worst affected was Karachi in southern Sindh province, which alone accounted for more than 1,200 lives. Many are still languishing in various hospitals across the city due to heat-related illness. According to Met officials, the situation will continue in the coming weeks too, in the absence of any forecast of rains in near future.
The remote region of Gilgit-Baltistan is being exploited by Pakistan for its rich mineral deposits, nationalist leaders have claimed. They also said the unregulated extraction of the resources is resulting in natural disasters in the Himalayan region. A report.
Gilgit-Baltistan, which is under the illegal occupation of Pakistan, is a rich repository of minerals. This includes a varied range of precious metals like gold and uranium. Balwaristan National Front Chief Abdul Hamid Khan said the locals make little gains out of these riches as it has been completely handed over to China.
गोल्ड के माइंस 500 खरब डॉलर मालियत के गोल्ड के माइंस सिर्फ 123 गोल्ड माइंस है उनके लगाया है. उसके अलावा यूरेनियम वहाँ मौजूद है. उसके अलावा एक मल्बेडिनियम एक मेटल है जो वहाँ से चीन ले जाता है. चीन ले जाके अपने जो सेटेलाइट में यूज़ करता है. कोई टेक्निकल उसमें आता कहते हैं. हर किस्म के माइंस वहाँ है सिवाय अभी तक वहाँ डायमंड नहीं मिला है और ऑयल वहाँ नहीं है. बाकी ये सारे चीन और पाकिस्तानी वहाँ से हड़प करके वहाँ से ले जाते हैं. सारे लीज चाइना को दिया और फॉरेन कंपनीज को दिया है. लोकल लोगों से पूछा भी नहीं.
Chinese companies reportedly use sophisticated equipments and high-intensity explosions in the ecologically fragile region. This has triggered many natural calamities here. Khan said the Attabad Lake disaster, which displaced thousands of locals and inundated several hectares of agricultural land, was the result of one such landslide in 2010.
ये चाइनीज़ और पाकिस्तानी खासकर चाइनीज़ की मेहरबानी से वहाँ जो हाई पहाड़ों पे ब्लास्ट करते हैं वहाँ केमिकल यूज़ करते हैं अपने यूरेनियम और कॉपर और ये चीज़ मल्बेडिनियम और गोल्ड निकालने के लिए छुपा छुपा के लोगों को वहाँ अलाउ नहीं जाने का, जिसकी वजह से पहाड़ हिल कर खोखला होकर सारे नीचे आ गए.
Adding to the troubles of the locals is a series of mega dams energy-strapped Pakistan is building in the region. Islamabad is going ahead with the construction of these projects against the warnings of scientists that the seismically active zone cannot handle the pressure of such massive structures.
पाकिस्तान की ये प्लानिंग है कि 6 मेगा डैम बनाने का उस एरिया में. एक मेगा डैम 100 किलोमीटर से ज़्यादा लंबाई में आप ये ले लें, ये एरिया वो ले लेता है. तो वो जो वर्ल्ड के सेकंड हाईएस्ट पीक्स वहाँ मौजूद है. सिवाय माउंट एवरेस्ट के 8 हाईएस्ट पीक वहाँ मौजूद है. और ऊपर एरिया जहाँ बहुत हाइट होता है वहाँ बैरन है, वहाँ कोई प्लांट चीज़ें नहीं हैं. तो वहाँ जब इतना आप डैम बनाएंगे जिससे जो इतनी बारिशें होंगी तो पूरा इलाका ही तबाह हो जाएगा.
Islamabad, which maintains a grip on the natural resources of Gilgit, had made numerous claims of due royalties and free power to locals, but nothing has been done so far. Despite sitting on untold amounts of wealth, the region still remains impoverished.
Indian automobile market has been widely seen as one of the biggest in the world, mainly due to its size, even though it suffered some setbacks due to volatile oil prices and production costs recently. Analysts believe market still has potential to grow because of the domestic demand. A report.
At first look, the Indian automobile sector seems less than exciting. Sales are growing at single digits, capacity utilization is at 50% at best, and there's little international demand. But the dismal numbers actually mask market's potential, especially at a time when domestic factors are favoring the market.
The first thing which we saw was a series of rate cuts. That kind of reduces the cost of ownership. We see the trend in the decline in fuel prices. Overall, the other aspect also which has come to rescue is the growth in the manufacturing segment.
IHS predicts India will become the third largest sales market for automotives before the end of the decade. Analysts cite growing wealth in India.
I expect that growth will start picking up in the second half of the year, starting with the festival season. If there's a good monsoon and economic growth recovers, that should help consumer sentiment, and starting with the festival season, we should probably get back into double-digit growth and a more robust recovery actually happening in FY17.
Market players believe it. According to PwC, local and foreign car makers have pledged almost $10 billion in investments in coming years.
I think exports are picking up well. They've had sort of better growth over the last couple of years, and obviously that's been helped by the currency depreciation. And I expect that OEMs will continue to invest in growing their export production out of India.
Money couldn't come at a better time. India has set out a new safety guidelines for automakers that will raise production cost. But whatever they will pay in terms of production, they may gain in terms of reputation. Nidhi Rai, South Asian Newsline, Mumbai.
Olympian Vijender Singh won't be a part of India's boxing team in Rio de Janeiro next year. After he announced of turning pro, Singh has signed a multi-year contract with a British promotion.
One of the biggest names in the Indian boxing scene, Vijender Singh, on Monday announced his entry into the professional circuit. He bagged a deal with London-based Queensberry Promotions, where he is expected to make his professional debut later this year. Even though the exact details of the deal are unavailable, according to reports, Singh will feature in at least 6 bouts in his first year. As part of the agreement, he will be based in Liverpool and be trained under legendary coach Lee Beard. This has, however, affected India's hopes for a medal in the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics. According to the International Boxing Association rules, Singh, by joining a professional league other than those promoted by the game's world body, became ineligible for amateur competitions. The 29-year-old from Haryana became the poster boy of Indian boxing after he bagged a bronze medal in the 2008 Beijing Olympics in the middleweight category. He also won gold in the 2010 Asian Games, other than 2 silver and a bronze medal during his various Commonwealth Games appearances. Singh was also the #1 ranked middleweight boxer in the world for a brief period in 2009. His success inside the ring enabled boxing gain popularity in the cricket-crazy India. The 6-footer has tried hand in several other fields too. While he has made some modelling appearances on the ramp for his designer friends, he even made his Bollywood debut with the 2014 film Fugly opposite actors Jimmy Shergill and Mohit Marwa.
Forests hold the treasures of nature in its abode, and it is only wise to know more about it. Take a look at how people in southern India are at awe with this habitat.
At a time when people in cities are oblivious to nature, there is a place where they can have enough doses of flora and fauna. The Gothic-style Gas Forest Museum in India's southern Coimbatore is seeing an ever-increasing number of footfalls ever since it was reopened recently after a brief renovation. The house exhibits a rare and extensive collection of over 4,000 species displaying the forest wealth of India. From endangered animals and birds to tribal clothes, timber and historical weapons, the museum is no less than a well-kept treasure trove of centuries-old forest assets.
Here we have engaged visitors from students to PhD scholars. They are visiting as an open school. This is not only the museum to spend time, this is the school to learn a lot of aspects on forestry.
Named after H.A. Gas, one of the earliest forest conservationists during British rule, it was opened way back in 1905. The one-of-its-kind museum boasts of tree trunks and animal skins and skeletons of actually hunted animals as old as 450 years. The museum also opens a window to the rich collection of the physical and socio-cultural aspects of the various hill tribes.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude the top stories once again. India on high alert as incessant rains create flood-like situation in most parts. Pakistan begins probe into heat wave deaths. And Indian boxing star Vijender Singh turns professional with British promotion. Now viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.